Hey everyone, welcome back for another Create stream today. It's been a little while since I've done a proper Create stream. I briefly came back to do a survival horror one, but we used to do them every week and I kind of lost track a little bit. A lot of that is to do with my personal life because I just had a son and you know, time's not exactly the best right now. But I think the main reason was because when we were creating the survival horror every week, every single stream was based on a different environment, and after that all the streams were kind of based on the same environment over and over again, and I don't really like to do that, especially not on stream. So my idea now is that every single week when we do a create stream, I'm just going to create an environment, and it could be for the survival horror game, but not every week. So some weeks we might focus on the game we were already making before, The Legend of Wolveretta, and there's plenty of other games that I want to make in the future. So I'm just going to make environments, and at least then we can do something new every week, and I'll try and get the survival horror game on stream as often as I can. Once I get the demo out, because I feel like we've already seen the demo portions a little too much. So once I get the demo out, once we start focusing on other areas that we can polish up, then I'll probably go back and stream those again. So I'm not abandoning the project. I'm not making like 10 games at once. I'm simply making environments that will be used for games in the future. Hold on, I need to mute my stream here. And Wolveretta H Crinkly, hello, welcome. And to her handler, Hal Schmoomin, hello, welcome back. Damn, Wolveretta got here before me. I know. What is she like? She's swift. She's very swift. Hey Delirium. Yeah, I was just telling Delirium about that survival horror game that we played last Monday. It got an MM pick, which I was... Not that it was bad or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, it got an MM pick, that's so shocking. It's more like, it got an MM pick, which is encouraging for me. So if I make my survival horror game, at least I know that it's likely to get picked. I was always afraid that because it was a survival horror that they would probably avoid it. But that one got picked. But I got a bit annoyed because Delirium's Yuri Dream, it got featured on the MM playlist, I'm sure, but it never got a pick, and I don't know why. Why does this one get a pick and the other one doesn't? Consistency. So it was a bit frustrating when I saw that, but you know, good MM pick at least. It's encouraging for future survival horror games. I was hoping you'd wear a green shirt this stream. I did have a blue t-shirt on actually, so you know, green and blue, they all mixed together on the screen. So I did have like I was kind of headless. I just had like my neck up on the screen. I don't know if I can show you. I took a picture for anyone that's not in the Discord or on Twitter. I don't know if you'll see it. I'll try my best to show it on the camera, but it's not, because of the green screen, it's not going to work so well. So you can kind of see like my neck is kind of floating above the ground, which is kind of crazy. But I'll definitely do a stream in the future where my body's kind of cut off. Just right now, I kind of want to... I'll make it more themed when the time comes. Hey Zwickful, welcome back. Yeah, I was hoping to see a floating head too, I know. I was going to do it, but I thought, let's make it themed right. Let's make a horror game right in the future, and every stream I'll be headless. I think that's what I'll do. At least it works with the theme. So I hope everyone's doing well. Hope your weekend was great. I'm just going to quickly update the thumbnail here. So I've got some music in the background. This was a playlist that was actually recommended to me by YouTube. It's relaxing PlayStation 1 music. So you've got Final Fantasy 7 here, Ridge Racer, Chrono Cross. What else was there? Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill. There's a bunch of different things. So just let me know if the music's too loud, if it's a good volume. Today I was going to do the second environment of The Legend of Ovaretta. So the first environment, if you can remember, we created like this big kind of field, and I had to work out how the hell I was going to morph the ground and stuff like that, and to make a path, if you remember. So I ended up making the path, and one of the other areas I wanted to make was a farm off to the side. So I'm going to try and make that today, and I'm not going to do it like the survival horror where I just block out things. I'm going to try and detail it the best I can. So I'll probably stream for like almost 2.5 hours today. So hopefully that's enough time to make a good dent in creating this. It won't be the final design, obviously level design wise I might have to change things up, but as long as I've got the general idea sorted, then I'm pretty happy. Right, let me just save that thumbnail there. I'll tweet this out as well, because you never know, right? I want to try and get more people into the streams to learn about the projects, and one way I'll do that is on Twitter. But how's everyone else's projects going? Let me know. It's okay, I think my next game will get a pick. It's very fun. It does look quite fun, quite unique as well. Hey Alpha, welcome back. How you doing? There's the fire cat there. A farm full of chocobos. I mean, we could definitely do some mythical creatures. Absolutely. I wonder if anyone's actually made a chocobo in Dreams. I can only imagine they have. It's a pretty popular character. Right, I'm going to take out this tag. Okay, well I'll tweet this out then. And let's get started then. So, I have not prepared anything. This isn't technically a speed create stream or anything like that. I'm not going to go crazy. But the idea is that I want to try and get something that's at least done to an extent. So we'll just look at farm. Farm, right? Oh look, we already got a farm. Let's just use this scene and call it a day. Why don't we? Right. Farm 1 mil. See, this always confuses me because they always say like 56%, and we know that that's not always the case. So let's just fire things out, right? That's what we'll do first. We'll see 1%. So it's a shame that remix glitch is still a bit of a problem. Right, so we'll get some fields here. This is great. This is saving me a lot of time. Because originally I was going to actually, I'll probably replace some of these vegetation. But I was going to get like the ground, you know, the fence, all the vegetables and stuff like that, and build everything from scratch. But that's good that there's already a little template there. A rice farm as well. Is there certain weather conditions you need to grow a rice farm? I have no idea. I'm not a farmer, but I would love to know. Right, I'll take out some of these fences as well, because these fences actually do look a lot better than these ones, because I think these are just like painted. So I'll probably replace those. However, I might not use this exactly as it is. Like, it could work if I replaced it like that, but I know if I just search for fences, I'm probably going to find a lot more variety. I think MM don't give me picks because I make attractive female characters. What is wrong with attractive female characters? What have they got against them? Surely not. I mean, nothing you show is like provocative or anything. You know, it's just like a gothic character with perhaps a short miniskirt, but I don't think there's anything, you know, sexualized in it. You know, that looks quite cool for a barn, doesn't it? Does that say I built a tractor but had no place to park it? Say what? Right, let's wait for that to load. It's taking its time. Oh, that is a thermal beast. Right, that'll need to. I think it's because it's got lots of individual items. I don't think this one's been so well optimized. We'll see what we can do about that, but I'm sure I can find more farmhouses. I think even Lucid Stew, here it is. I think this is something. The Dreams Guild of Happy Farm Toys. So obviously I'm not making a toy world. However, this was the one I was just about to talk about, Lucid Stew. He made a farm kit, and obviously I'm not going to use the toys and stuff like that, but it does have some structures that we could use. So we've got the barn, which we could just end up using this barn, to be honest. Still a bit hefty with the thermal, but I'm sure we can reduce that. So what have we got? A chicken coop. What else? Right, he's got some doors. He's got a grain silo. He's got a windmill. He's got a little pen for the animals. I'm still not sure what art style I'm going to use for this game. If I'm going to make it like a more cartoonish, not quite cel shaded, but you know what I mean, like it's not so realistic, or if I'm going to go the realistic route. I just don't know yet. I'll see what assets I've got available, because if I need to make my own assets, it's easier if I use like a cartoon style, because then I don't need to create realistic textures, you know. So obviously if I use something like this, it's easier for me. Right, so there's a stable. See, a lot of these look the same, to be honest. Like, I could probably minimize how many I'm using. So let me see, right, let me use the stable, right, let me see. Right, once you put more out, it doesn't actually add that much more thermal. It only added like an extra 2%, so I guess it's not too bad. Yeah, that added like 1 gameplay, so I think when you use the kit collectively, it's actually better. Okay, so that's really good. That gave us a bit of a head start, just to get things rolling, I suppose. I think I'm gonna scrap the first bonus mission area and find a different theme for Cyber Spy and make a completely different area, because I'm not fond of the idea I've got so far. What was the idea that you were working on for the bonus mission? What you could do with the bonus missions is just do something that's completely different from the main game, like, because you can have more fun with it since it is a bonus mission. It doesn't have to be so tied to the, you know, to the main story or anything like that. So you could do like, hey, Cyber Spy, I'm going to send you into space. You know, we need you to find something on the moon or something like that. That could be a good idea. Or maybe there's like a time travel device that sends him back, and it's the Tokyo City, whatever you called it, but even further in the past. So I think you did, was it 1951B or something like that? You could change the date and basically just remix the same scene but change it in a way to make it more old-fashioned, because that would be quick to build as well and it would be quite fun. Are MM completely against femininity, Delirium? Well, who knows. I guess it reflects most Western devs in general then. Seems like it. Hey Genix, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. My next game girl wears cut-off legging shorts and can put on a bunny girl costume. Oh well, there you go. It's just a costume, right? Maybe it's Halloween. Maybe that's all it is. And she's dressed up as a bunny rabbit. By the way, is this for the Legend of Bovareta? Yes, this is the farm scene for the Legend of Bovareta. So the first scene that we saw before was just like an open field, and when you turn left, you basically go into like this farm area. So the first chapter of the Legend of Bovareta, it's like you're going to have a field with some mountains like you saw before. You'll have the farm area. I want to make a ruins kind of area, like maybe like an old town that got destroyed. Another field area that has some of the enemy camps around, and then we'll have the Bovareta castle. We'll probably have a couple of scenes for the castle, so we'll probably have the outdoor part and the actual castle chambers themselves. So I don't know if I'm going to, make Bovareta every single week. I've literally just wrote down a list of scenes that I want to make for the future, and I'll just pick what I feel like doing, to be honest. But as long as I don't get bored, I'll keep working on this. And but I'm not going to make any other games until I finish the survival horror game. So these are just advanced builds, you could say. I remember Fatal Frame 4 had a pretty provocative bonus costume. Surprised they let it through, to be honest. What was the costume? I'm curious now. Go with cartoony, fits Dreams better. Yeah, I suppose it especially because of the theme of the game, it's more fun. It's not so it's not meant to be super serious. So that could work. The idea was a Japanese alley called Tycoon Alley, and you have to go in a sewer to retrieve a device. Still haven't completely finalised the idea. I guess the sewer could work. It's a different area that you've never made before. You could just create like some crazy things. Maybe there's like a mutant crocodile, a cyber crocodile or something in the sewer. You can find a costume store early on in the game where you can change into it just for fun. That's quite cool. So some customization options. Well, that's always good. Wait, what am I going to do here? I'm actually going to... I know people say don't stretch your ground, right? But I just want to do it for the scale, right? I just want to see how big this area is actually going to be. Because the idea of the farm in this part of the game, there will be some little quests around the farm, and it's kind of integral for a quest in another part of the game. But I don't want to make the areas like too big where it's like it takes you forever to go from one side to the other. So what I'll do first is I'll throw down like the first person template. We'll reduce the speed, the walking speed, and then we can just kind of test from there, I guess. What's this? Shadow puppet with a hand and a head fan. What is that for? A hand for grabbing and the head fan for blowing things about. Well, that's kind of crazy. It's a bit mental. Right, in here, contraptions. See, that's what I got confused about. I was going in here to the characters, right? Because I was looking for the first person character, but the first person character's in here. So it's a bit of a clash. It says it's a character, so technically shouldn't it also be in here? Right, anyway, we found it. That's all that matters, right? So let me just adjust some settings. Right, I don't want to be able to use the gun, and obviously I want to reduce the walking speed because it's crazy fast. Crazy fast. Let's. I can't remember my values exactly, right? Let me just have a look at this. Right, so that's like a good walking speed. Let's see if I put it to like, I think 5, roughly 5 would be good for a kind of run, because I don't want you to run too quickly. So I think this could be like a good halfway speed for maximum. And it means that you can get around the area relatively sharpish. I just need to get rid of the, oops, didn't mean that. I need to get rid of the text. I can't remember, I think it's in here, isn't it? Display controls. Right. Goodbye, controls, we don't need you anymore. And don't make it visible so we can't see our feet. See, it's funny, you don't make it visible, but you can still see like a head or something floating about. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. How about a farm scene with a Castlevania aesthetic? That would be a pretty cool mashup, wouldn't it? The funny thing is, back in Little Big Planet 2, I was actually making a Castlevania style game, and I made like 3 levels for it, but I never released it for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I just wasn't happy with it. But that would be cool. I would love to do some kind of vampire thing in the future. But we could definitely do that. Like I said, I'm not going to be so strict about what we make every week. So if one week we want to create something Castlevania themed, we can do it. And I'm sure I can use it in a game one day. Farmvania. There you go. Can you imagine all the animals of the farm are turned into vampires? That would be pretty crazy. I did actually plan to have a sewer area in the main game after you get the bomb from Hakjong Post Office. You escape through the sewer, but I scrapped it because I couldn't design a good looking sewer. Yeah, the end of my survival horror game, I've got a sewer, but it's kind of brief because it's just like you just go down a path and exit through the ladders, and that's it. Hey funny Ed Hearts, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you have to scope into the head and make it invisible from there. I had the same issue with my Jazz Punk Dreams Edition game. It's so weird though, because you would think that the whole puppet itself would go invisible. So like that. Maybe not. Hold on. I don't know if it's got anything to do with that ball. What is it? Right, apparently that doesn't turn off. I think that's like a keyframe. Because that's the head there. God knows, God knows. I don't think it lets me turn this one off. See, I think it's like keyframed or something. But it's not a big deal right now because we're not actually going to use this character anyway. But we'll figure it out. Wait, never mind. I meant make the head so that the shadows never show. Can you turn off the shadows, like just for particular items? I don't know if it lets you do it. Because I remember in Little Big Planet you could actually turn off shadows for each item. Love Dreams' favourite game. It is a very good game. If you love creating, it's pretty perfect. Pull here. What does that do? It's going to play mode. Nah, nothing works. I was hoping there was like some kind of physics or something. Let's put that back down there. I can probably open it when I actually go into play mode. Anyway, not important. Right, so we've got some basic buildings, a place to keep our lovely chickens. We've got a little pen. We've got a nice ready-made soil. So obviously we need to get more crops and things like that. Look at that. Farming crops with wind. I was confused there. I thought they were actually farming the crops using the wind. But I see what they meant was the crops move with the wind. That makes more sense. Crops, the complete asset collection. Interesting. Well, there's a scarecrow. That would be quite cool. If we could fire a scarecrow somewhere. We could make like a massive scarecrow as well, couldn't we? Just this big towering giant. Maybe it's like giants that own this farm. I don't know what this microchip does. I'm always worried. Head movement, mouth movement, teeth visibility. He's got creepy teeth. Proper sharp teeth. Well, I guess I can keep that. You know, I don't think I'm going to animate the scarecrow, but would it be cool if you could actually talk to the scarecrow in the game? Because I was going to make it like you talk to the farmer, but maybe it's more interesting if you talk to the scarecrow, and he's the one that gives you the quest. Yeah, you can tweak the sculpt, and at the bottom there's 3 options for shadows: never show, show only when visible, and always show. Okay, do we need to like go into every single body part though? Yeah, that's quite frustrating. Because I would have to go in and do it for every single part, wouldn't I? I guess it's not so bad, but when you start working with more complicated assets, it can be a bit more of a pain. What is this one? Cornstalk detailed movement. Cornstalk moving. I guess this one's more simple, perhaps. Well, I don't really need movement. I don't really think I'm going to use movement. This is quite good to actually finish off these crops, because look, I can just file them. It's already gave me like a template to follow, so I could easily just, you know, copy those in and around the area, like so. I don't think I'll use the crow though. This is quite cool, this barn. It's not too bad. I mean, I don't know what barn you guys prefer. So we've basically got this one here. And this one's got a nicer shape, doesn't it? It's, I kind of like the colours as well. Like, it's still cartoony, but it's not, because this is more like a toy style, wasn't it? So obviously it's going to be more like shiny and stuff like that. I can always change the shininess, I'm sure, if I scope in and find the assets, but I don't know, maybe I'll just use this one. I think that one looks overall a bit better. So how far from finished is subject anyway? To be honest, I'm just sitting on a demo right now. I want to be a bit of a perfectionist, and I want to make sure all the environments are looking as good as they can be. I've basically finished the zombies, so all I need to do is replace some of the assets for the zombies so that I can create more of them and then use the same logic, so I don't need to keep redoing the animations all the time. But apart from that, everything's done, so I just need to... I'm getting more time in Dreams now since I had my son. I'm starting to get back into the swing of it, so I'm trying to avoid the pitfalls of announcing a date for when I'm going to release the demo. I'm still going to take my time with it, but if you're talking about overall progress, the systems are pretty much done, which is really good. So it just means that all I need to do is worry about making sure the environments are extra detailed. You know, obviously play testing, make sure everything flows well, there's no bugs or glitches. And cutscenes, I need to do some cutscenes, but I don't think the cutscenes are going to take me that long. There's not too many of them, and I quite enjoy making cutscenes with animations and stuff like that. But I think the biggest obstacle for me is creating the boss battles. So maybe not so much the logic, more just designing them, because I don't really practice sculpting. So creating my own monsters is going to be the most challenging part for me. But I'm feeling, since I took a big break from creating in Dreams, I feel like I've got a lot of my mojo back. I've got a lot of juice ready to go. So I'm hopeful that I'm going to blast through this game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically put all the scenes together before I finish detailing them, and play through the entire game from start to finish and actually see if it's as good in my mind, you know, as it is here. So it will be done soon, and I can't wait. Make the Scarecrow an NPC to talk to. It would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Like, you don't really expect it to say anything, but it would be quite charming, especially if he doesn't have any feet. I don't think he's too happy about that. As I'm typing it, you see it. Alright. Yeah, great minds think alike, huh? I remember getting quests from an alcoholic scarecrow on Conker's Bad Fur Day. Maybe that's where I remember it from. I remember someone recommended it, like, check out that game, because apparently I thought it was like a kids game, but apparently it's extremely adult. That would be cool, yeah. A birdie. The bigger one is better. Yeah, it does look a lot better, doesn't it? Still got a cartoon design, but it's a little cleaner. I could probably update these as well, couldn't I? I mean, I hate when I bring out people's assets because I never know how far I need to sculpt in to the object. Okay, right. So this person's made this quite awkward to edit. I guess basically if we wanted to, you know, change the colour, make it a bit darker like this one, you know, I could do it just so it's not so cartoony, but I'm not going to focus on that right now because it's a bit too tedious. But I still like this one. It's just that this one's quite high on thermal because it's got a lot of assets and things like that. But it's basically the same as this barn, and I don't think I'm going to let you go inside the barn because, as you see here with this one, This one doesn't have that much detail inside, but if I create an interior as well as a big outdoor section, it's probably going to take up too much thermal, so I think I'm going to get rid of this for now. Look at that thermal, just let it breathe a little bit. Let it breathe. That's what I did. I made a few zombies with all the logic and then just remixed them to make more. Yeah, it's a good way to do it. I know that's what I'm going to do when you made your zombies remixable. Basically, I'm just going to have to Frankenstein them. I'll take their body parts and I'll stick them on the zombie that I made, and that'll save me a lot of time. Hey YouTubes, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Conker's Bad Fur Day is very adult. Yeah, I was actually shocked by how adult the game actually is. I was not expecting it to be like that. Now, let me change the colour of this floor, right? Can we make something that's... See, I don't know if I'm going to make like another path or if I'll make the whole thing a bit dirtier, maybe. You know. Let me see here. Don't want it to be red. Right, this is just like a basic kind of floor for us right now, right? Let's not take it too seriously. I can probably change like the flex and stuff, because I know if you reduce the detail, you can make it look a bit muddier as well. Right, so at least that's like a basic kind of floor for us. We've got our little farmhouse, which I may or may not use, depending on how things go. Does anybody actually live on a farm or been on a farm? Because it would actually help, because if I need to figure out where they put everything. So I'd imagine they would have a section just for the agricultural kind of stuff, and then they would have like a livestock section elsewhere, because obviously you don't want the animals eating all your crops, right? But I don't really know how you would lay it out, so I'm just going to lay it out as it comes naturally to my imagination. So it may not be very accurate. I know these things, you always see them in the movies, right? They're always next to this thing here. What is it? A barn. That's it. You always see this next to the barn. I don't know why. It's just always there. They're like two peas in a pod. One of the death lines: "Effing hate cats." He hates cats. What happened? What did the cat do? Yeah, probably the most mature game on the Nintendo 64. That's what makes it even funnier, the fact that it's a game that was on a Nintendo console. Like, you wouldn't expect that to pass Nintendo's quality support, you know? You would expect them to be a bit more cautious with that kind of thing. Right, what I might do with the barn is, right, I might move the barn like a little further away from everywhere else, and then we'll keep like the farmhouse and this thing kind of close by, I think, because you're not going to get inside here anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. As far as the crops go, I guess they would be a little further out as well. So I'll need to figure out my scale. So I don't know if I should like put them all together like that, you know, and then have like rows that you can walk in between. So maybe I could like separate them like that, but level design wise I don't really want to get you stuck in a little patch like this. So for now I'll probably just keep it like that. And then I want to. This is a very mountainous area as well. I can't remember the exact rock that I used, but I can always go back later and try and find the same one. That looks like a nice rock. Do you think that would be good for the background? How much thermal is that? 4%. That looks like a face. I don't know if anyone can see it. There's the eyes, there's the nose, there's the mouth, there's the beard. Freaky, huh? Do you know what's funny, right? When you look at the preview, the rock looks ultra realistic. I mean, like, that looks good. You pull it out and it's like, okay, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. But that just proves how good lighting is, how important lighting is, because the lighting here actually changed the quality of this. So you could make an asset like this. Doesn't look like anything special, but under the right lighting you can make it work. It'll be quite good. Most definitely. Yeah, the midget Grim Reaper is such a great character in that game. I don't know if I'll ever get to play the game because I don't know how I would get it, you know, in this day and age. Yeah, I'm not going to use that right now. I'm going to try and find another one. I think that one relies a lot on lighting. But if there's a way that I can actually play Conker's Bad Fur Day, I don't know if I can play it on like the PC or something. I'd love to give it a go. Can I use this one maybe? Oh, there we go. So see how texture wise this rock looks a lot better than the last one. Still quite simple, but it's got more little lines and little details, and it looks a bit more realistic. So, and I guess I can just I was going to say I can just change the colour, but the way that it's set up, it's kind of split into, well, it's into like different pieces. Look, how would I? See, it's not selecting the whole object. I feel like he's got one rock in the other, maybe. Let's do it like that then, right? And then I'll kind of change it a little bit. I mean, it's kind of cool that you could make a rock with two different colours. Because if you make it the same colour, I think like that would be quite good. I think that's quite nice. Got a nice blend between two different kind of browns. There we go. Anyone love Final Fantasy VIII? I'm sure you can tell me what track this is on right now. Right, so the farm is basically surrounded by like this big mountainous area, right? So this will at least give us a chance to build around the scene, figure out the parameters, how far we can actually go. So what I could do is I'll keep all the fields on one side. Let's just create a couple more, right? It's a lot of gameplay thermal, so I'm going to have to maybe delete a lot of like these paint strokes. Apparently, the more of these you use in Dreams, the tougher it gets on the engine. So I don't know if this is. Yeah, look, 9%. That was 9%. So yeah, we might not be using those. But I can always delete them and put like carrots or something else instead. I think that would be better on the thermal. I love Greg the Grim Reaper. His name is Greg. Hey Beth, welcome back. Hello everyone, today is my B-Day. Happy birthday! I'm glad you're spending time with us on your birthday. Hope you've had a great day so far. That's nice to know. Yeah, it was my birthday last month. I'm feeling it. 1 year older. What happened to your horror game, LBA? See, I knew people would keep asking about it. The horror game is still going on. I'll still stream it. I'm just not going to stream it every week. I'm trying to get back into the process of creating again in Dreams. And there's a lot of projects I want to make beyond the survival horror game. So every stream I'm just going to make an environment. So it might one week we might do the survival horror. 1 week we might do the RPG. 1 week we might do, you know, the super alien buddy. We'll make like an alien planet. So whatever I feel like making, or whatever, you know, gets suggested, we can do it. And off stream, I'm putting together the demo. So I'm almost ready to release the demo, right? I feel pressured because Delirium put out his game, and then I can't remember the name of the creator, but there was another survival horror game that came out last week, and they got an MM pick. So I'm feeling the pressure. I need to get my game out. So at least if I can get a demo out in April, and then we'll just see what people say about it. Hopefully people enjoy it, and I'll basically work as hard as I can, because I'm going to take some time off work in April, because when my son was born I never actually took any time off, and he's been around for 2 months now. So I think I'm going to take some time off in April. I don't know how long, but basically when I take time off, I'll look after my son, but when he sleeps, or you know, when he's just chilling, I'll basically be on Dreams. And I think I'm going to get a lot of work done. So it's going to be kind of cool to work on Dreams through the day. Hopefully that will be quite beneficial for the survival horror game. And we'll get the demos out. We'll get more trailers out to show you the gameplay, what the story's going to be like, and hopefully the full game will live up to expectations. That's another thing, because I feel pressured, because it's like, this game has to be the game, you know? Like, I have to make one of the best games in Dreams. There's no question. I can't just make something that's like, you know, it's like, it's super flawed, it just feels like Dreams. It's like, I know that's a hard thing to shake off when people make things in Dreams, but I'm going to try my best to make sure there's a bar set, you know? I think there is a PC version, could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'll check Steam if it's there, or any other website that has it. Emulator LB, I'll send you some links on Discord. Hopefully my laptop can handle the emulators, because I tried to use a GameCube emulator before. I think it was called Dolphin, and I tried to play Resident Evil Code Veronica, and it just died. Like, the frame rate was so bad. I can emulate PS1 games. I can certainly emulate SNES and Game Boy Advance games, but the GameCube did not work for me. I've never tried a PS2 emulator. I've never tried an N64 emulator, so hopefully my laptop is good enough. We'll see. Yeah, I was wrong, only on N64. Did they ever re-release it? Maybe for like the Xbox or something? Because I'm sure there was something. I just can't remember what it was. Wasn't it like Project Spark on Xbox, and they released all the assets for Conker's Bad Fur Day, so you could make your own game? I can't remember if that was true. I like that rock. Yes, it's a very good rock, isn't it? It's very rocky. I just don't know how big I'm going to make this environment. So we've got our little puppet here, right? So imagine we start here, right? One thing I will do with the ground is that it's quite flat right now. So as I figure out where everything goes, I'll probably change the depth of the ground, because right now everything's flat, right? But wouldn't it be nice if we could actually see those crop fields? So I might lower them a little bit down a slight hill, so when you look over here they're kind of downwards a little bit and you can kind of see from a distance. So I don't want to make this area too massive, right? I just want to make it big enough where you can talk to the scarecrow. There's enough little miscellaneous things that you can do around here, but you can also go off into the crop field and explore there. You can also maybe go up this way. Maybe there's like a little side part around the back of the farm that you can explore and do some things there. But like I said, I don't want to make this area too massive, because I was thinking, like, even if I released this game with like maybe 5 or 6 areas, it's an RPG game, so it's probably going to take people like a good amount of time to finish this. And I'm thinking, how much patience do people have in Dreams? Because if I make this full game, right, a full RPG game, you're going to be playing this for many hours. So maybe it's wise if I just release these in chapters and try not make them too large. Because I don't know if anyone's ever played the Tales of games. They're RPG games, and I was playing Tales of Zestiria, I think it's called. And it's kind of open world, but the open world parts, they're too open, and it's like lots of blank areas where there's like nothing to explore or anything. So then you just run all the time, and it's kind of boring. So it's like you want to build a big world, but you don't want to make it too big where there's just a lot of empty space, you know. So I'm going to have to play around a lot with obviously the landmarks and how relevant they are to the quests and things like that. Most accessible version would be on Rare Replay, or you could emulate it. Not sure how well it emulates though. Rare Replay, that's the one that's on the Xbox, isn't it? Do you know if it's on the Game Pass? I don't have an Xbox, but if it's on Game Pass, I think you can play it on the PC. So that could be an option for me, if that's possible. Imagine Dreams on PC. I know. If you could modify it and everything, it would be insane. You probably wouldn't even need to sculpt anymore. You could just import other people's models from elsewhere. Emulates pretty well. Blam Garden theme, that's it, that was it. Such a relaxing tune. I'm not an FF fan. That's sad. FF, I love Final Fantasy. Do you like other RPG games, or is it all RPG games that you dislike? Okay, so let's see. So we've got some. I don't want to fill it with too many things, right? But what we do need is some better crops. So when I put in crops, I didn't really look that far. I just found like the first one that came and used it. Yeah, there's not that many crops. I I think that's just because I came in here, wasn't it? Yeah, and then we found that's literally it. Wow, I thought there would be more crops in Dreams. Apparently not. So let's see if we can take like a carrot. What I could do is, since this is more of a comical, what the hell, he's got a face. Looks like something from South Park, doesn't it? I don't know what that's on his back. The ancient carrot. See, we could do something really stupid like that. Right now, I'll just use normal carrots, I think. That's like a proper Bugs Bunny carrot. So I'll just use like a standard carrot, right? Right. If we want to create a character, we can. And also, we can also exaggerate. We could honestly just make like, you know, these giant carrots, because this is not a realistic world. We don't have to make it so realistic. We could literally make carrots like this, you know, like proper massive. Be quite fun. Oh, the underwater cave theme from Croc is playing. Oh, so you know your Croc. OST, I see. The dolphin is horribly demanding. The N64 should be fine. I'll give it a go then. PS2 emulator is far more stable than the PS1. Seriously? I'm assuming you can also play the PS1 games from the PS2 emulator as well. I'm assuming. Remade on original Xbox. Damn. Well, if you can get the original game on 360, I guess that'll be okay. But I don't know if I'm going to buy something just to play one game, you know. Hello Isaac, welcome back. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, we're making a little shoddy farm today. We've been creating for almost an hour, and this is what we've got to show for it. But we're getting there. We're getting there. They royally messed up the multiplayer on the remake though alpha. The original multiplayer was so unique. The game had multiplayer? I did not know that either. Oh yeah, Swickful, Xbox multiplayer was bad. N64 multiplayer is still fun. That's weird because you would think Xbox would have better multiplayer than Nintendo. CBFD, what's this? I wish I could put in Resident Evil door transitions. My loading between doors can be long sometimes. Yeah, but between the scenes or between the rooms themselves. For me, my scenes kind of load okay. Yeah, Rare Replay is on Game Pass. That's quite good then. If my laptop is stable enough to play that one game, I might get Game Pass. Because I kind of want to play Ori as well. I don't know if that's on Game Pass. I know the second one released on Game Pass day one. So I guess the first one's probably going to be there as well. The Croc OST is incredible. I loved Croc. It's kind of a weird kind of platformer because it's like it's got tank controls, doesn't it? You turn left and right, like kind of clunky. Right, so we get some carrots. What else? What else can we put in the ground? Like a lettuce maybe, or a turnip. We could use a turnip. Right, well I'm not using that.
Number 50.
Lettuce coral? That is not creepy at all. Right. Some of them look like lettuce. Some of them look like a bit funky. A head of lettuce. Lettuce head. Like that's a little more realistic. I can just change the colour on it. Oh my god, what is this? Someone's actually made a taco. That looks so good. It's funny that the top part looks extremely detailed, and then down here, it's like the lower they got, the less effort, you know, it's like, yeah, whatever. Whatever, the beans are beans, right? They don't need a lot of detail. We've got our plastic sandwich. I always wondered, you know, you got that cheese with the holes in it. I've never really seen cheese like that. My cheese was always full. I never ever saw that cheese with a hole. I don't know. Salad in a bowl. Oh, here we go. We've got some hamburgers now. Right, I've kind of lost track here. Why are we looking at sandwiches? I came here for lettuce, and we're getting sandwiches with lettuce in them. Right, let's put that down. Right. I can probably make this a little greener. Just a tad. Looks a bit like the Hulk. Same kind of colour, right, you know? Nice shade of green. So we'll fire some of those in there, right? So we could have, like, everything's just mutated. Everything's massive. Right, so we've got carrots, we've got lettuce. Oh look, it's actually giving us recommendations now. We've got onions, potatoes. They look like good potatoes. Should we make some potatoes? Jalapenos. Some tomatoes. There's the cheese with the holes in it. Let me see if I can get some of these spuds. Okay. Let's just we'll leave them there for now, right? So we've got a nice little collection. We've got some carrots, some lettuce, some potatoes. We've got an avocado. This guy, by the way, loves to make vegetables. I think he's obsessed. Does anyone like avocado? Avocado, sorry. I only eat it with guacamole. Guacamole is surprisingly addictive. I had some nachos, some guacamole, and I ate everything. And I'm not ashamed about that. It's very addictive, you should try. It does not taste like vegetable at all. Not at all. Scarecrow, right, that is definitely from the Wizard of Oz, right. Oh, look at that, he's got a nice little fantasy world here. See, I would probably create something a bit like this, maybe not quite as cartoony, but you got the idea what I'm going for. More of a... My main inspiration is like Dragon Quest. So if you look at Dragon Quest, those kind of mountains and fields and all that kind of stuff, waterfalls, that's mostly what I'm trying to make. When you go from the bar into the front of the bar, it takes around 10 seconds. I'm putting a lot of detail into each area, so the thermal's around 80 for each. Yeah, that could be it. I'll need to actually time my scenes, but I don't think any of my scenes went over 3 seconds, maybe. But I haven't fully detailed all of the scenes yet, so maybe that will change. But yeah, 10 seconds. It's a long time. I've been replaying Croc recently. Still pretty fun. Oh yeah. I had the first game, and on the Game Boy Color, I had the first game as well. It was like a 2D platformer, and then I had a friend who had the second game, which is quite cool as well, on the Game Boy. It's a game that I never really finished though. Be good to go back and play it again. I also sent you a link on Discord for later. Alright, thanks very much. Hopefully I can get that up and running then. Swiss cheese. Do you love your Swiss cheese? Avocado is king. Would you eat a raw avocado though? That's what I'll put. That's the question I want to pose to you. Would you eat a raw avocado? Would you just pick it up and just munch on it? Is that even possible? I don't know. Nice avocado emoji. Downer Island, welcome. It is a very nice avocado. I mean, maybe we should just put it down just to admire it, you know? That can be today's inspiration, right? We'll just put it in the centre of the village. This is Avocado Ranch. There you go. And to make it even better, we could actually put like a... We can actually encage it, you know? There you go. This farm is starting to come together pretty well now. I'm liking it. We could just create like our own crazy farm. It doesn't make sense, right? Why is there giant avocados here? Because they are. Welcome to my crazy farm, ran by a crazy scarecrow guy who's totally not creepy. Those are some country fair award winning potatoes. I know, look at the size of them. They're almost like pebbles, aren't they? But it does look quite good. I mean, it's a pretty simple, but he's got like the shape. The shapes are pretty cool. Even just adding like a little spot here and there, it does look quite realistic. Especially when you zoom out a little bit more. Hey, random question. Does anyone know of a game dev convention that's still being held in person? Oh, that's an interesting question. I guess it depends what country. I think every country is probably different. I know Portugal are letting people in to their country again. Yeah, pretty impressed by those potatoes, to be honest. I know they're so simple, but they just work, you know. Just works. Hey, Dark River, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Avocado, not really my favourite thing to eat. But trust me, if you make a guacamole, right? You think you might not like it, but oh my god, it's good. Good. Well, it may be more like 6 seconds either way. Yeah, still a little bit longer than you'd like, I suppose. It's the cream texture that weird. Just take a big spoonful of this. I eat avocado raw only. I'm not surprised. Do you eat raw onions? Like apples? I still remember. That's not a terrible for a farm. Name for a farm it'll be, yeah. Avocado Ranch. It could work. I mean, we could even like go one step further and just like put avocados around, and they could act as like rocks, you know, around the place. You know, why not? Again, why not? Although it looks a bit like a ball sack, so maybe I shouldn't do that. The texture's a bit off, let's just say. It's a bit wrinkly. I am playing Scott Pilgrim vs. The World. Oh, they recently released that again, didn't they? I don't know if they removed it or something, but they definitely brought it back. I think I've got it on the PS3. I do like those kind of games, like those Streets of Rage type of games. Almost to platinum. Is that a difficult platinum? Time consuming? Do you need to play co-op to get the platinum? Well, even if it takes a bit, it feels really good as you explore. I want some ranch with salad. Yes. This is a good promotion, right? We're actually promoting healthy eating. Get some nice vegetables. Some nice avocado. Whatever else you want, we've got it. We've got it. So let me see. Let me get some. I don't know. I don't want to search grass. I want to search like foliage or something. Like maybe we could use some of these around the place. I know we used these in the field. I think they were quite thermal consuming though. And we can probably use a couple of trees. A farm always has a few trees, don't they? A dirt wall with a foliage top. I'm probably not going to use this for the farm, but that could be good for the other area that we're working on. Just have a few of these blotted around the land. What's it called? Dirt wall with foliage top. Oh, nice. Right, let's get a media molecule asset, right? Normally I don't use them, but I kind of want to make a path now. So let me move our avocados over here, right? We'll keep the cage, right? Because we can't trust them without the cage. And I'll move these crops back in here. I think that's enough. I don't want to go too crazy by making like every vegetable under the sun. I think we'll do the carrots, the lettuce, maybe potatoes, some corn. I think that's enough. I don't think we need to be that expensive. We could definitely come up with like a quest, something to do with this avocado. Like, can I remove this stone? Maybe it's missing the stone, right? The sacred avocado seed. We must go hunt it down to restore power to the ranch. No, it's easy. Just buy it this week, even with the co-op online error. It doesn't work online. That's tricky. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me these days to play co-op games because not everyone's got the same games. So most of the time, I'll just play if there's anyone local with me. It should have a sword and an avocado seed that you have to pull out. That could work. I mean, let me get the sword. We can test it. Something like that. Or something more crazy. Or a Minecraft sword. Right, let's just use this one, right? Waching! It's the sword and the avocado stone seed. Waching! That would be good. It's the legendary sword. Maybe that's what we could do, right? Because I've already started you off with a sword in the game, right? But maybe, just maybe, the sword that you start off with is quite weak. But then, you must pull the sword from the avocado seeds. Only then can you destroy the true evil of the land. There you go. See, we've already got a quest rolling now. Collectible guacamole sword that does 10 times damage. That would be quite good. You just slash up the guacamole and it coats like a layer on top. That would be good. So what have you got? Fire damage, lightning damage. No, it's guacamole damage. It's very deadly. The queue time for online co-op is fast if you select a party of 2. If you don't have to wait for too many players, that would be more ideal. Especially if it's an older game that no one's really playing these days, it might be more difficult to actually get people to sit down and play something. Right, so I need to figure out a way, right? I want to dirty up this ground a little bit. I don't know if the best way to do that is just to reduce the detail. Because I know if you reduce the detail it does make things look a bit muddier. But I don't want it to be so muddy that it looks like crap, you know. But let's see what that looks like. Hey, it's got... Hold on, let me take the... Where is it? The floor grid off. It's definitely got more of a a blurriness to it, which I don't want to do too much of because it does start to look quite bad. But what I can do is I can change the flex, I guess. So right now we've got these square kind of flex. Can you change the flex inside here? Like you can do things like that, and I could make it all, the ground all puffy. Right, so that's just if you want to make the ground super flat. Oh my god, what did that do? Oh, it kind of pops in, look, when you're walking. That's kind of weird. Right, so I don't, if you want to change the actual fleck itself, how do you do that again? Is it coat mode or is it style mode? Because look, we've got flex there. Let me see. Coat mode's just for the shininess, so I think it is the style mode. So we can probably, we're using heavy. I'm assuming you can just do that and change it. Right, there we go. So we need to figure out what's a good fleck to use for like a kind of like a dirt kind of area, you know. And I never play around with these flecks, so I never really know. That could kind of work if I change the size of the dots as well. The avocado oil sword is a knife, just a knife. The knife, is it? You never really see the knife as the ultimate blade, do you? It's always like a sword or something. Let's make our ultimate blade the smallest dagger you've ever seen. Did you see the article Kodaku recently wrote on Dreams? What are your guys' thoughts on it? Was that the one about a while ago about the players, the player count, or was that there was a recent one somebody wrote about the curation? I'm not gonna do that. It's a bit hairy, isn't it? That could be good for like a barn if you put like hay on the floor. Let's check out the blood splats. See, that could be good. See if you could turn that into like puddles. You change the colour, make a very wet kind of land. That would look quite good. Right, so that's the one we originally had, right? Doesn't look good. That's actually quite nice because it's got the tread marks. If I can turn them around, maybe that could maybe work too. But I'll keep having a look to see what else we can use. Right, that's a bit floaty. Right, I think these ones are getting a bit too crazy now. See, this looks more like sand. I think it'd be quite good for sand. Then obviously you've got the grass. I guess from the ones that I saw here, the ones I liked the best were this one, the hatching, because that could be good for like tractors that are going by and they're kind of scuffing up the ground. Also, I thought the dots were quite good as well, just to create like that kind of dirt kind of patch. But I would have to change the properties just to see what I could do. Oh my god, look at that. That's so crazy. I don't really play around with flex that often, but it's kind of cool. Right, wait a minute. If you make it even looser, you create this kind of dark layer on the bottom. That's weird. Right, don't use this one because this one's a bit crazy. Is there a way to make these smaller? I guess I'd have to increase the detail, wouldn't I? So for example, if I put that to 100, and then if I was to increase the detail maybe? I mean, it's kind of okay. By the way, is there any way that you can turn this blue thing off? Because I kind of want to see what the sculpt looks like without going back all the time. Right, I put the detail up a bit higher, so I think that's what makes them a bit smaller. So, like I said, it's really just a case of these ones or these ones. I think if I used these ones, I'd probably have to mess around with some of the details. Right, don't use that one, right. Right, that. Alright, so the looseness definitely makes them bigger. Right, you know what? Let me just use the dots, right? Let's just keep it the way it was. And then I'll go back to the detail tool. I don't know how much more detail I can add here. Right, so if you add too much detail, it kind of, it's not rough enough. Keep going. I think that might be okay. Make sure the colours are okay as well, you know. Make a really grey land. How depressing. It's funny how it goes red, even though it's on black. I think I would have to put the tint amount up to 200, wouldn't I? Yeah. So I could make it more cartoony, like what we had it at, or I could make it a bit more realistic kind of colour, you know. Let me see what looks good. Because I mean, maybe that's a bit too bright. Maybe I will keep it more, slightly more realistic. Make it really rough, I guess. I think that's all we need. I think the ground looks kind of okay. It's not perfect. I'll probably, when I manipulate the ground, I'll probably do a few things like that, you know, just to change how things look. But I don't want to mess with this just yet. I want to try and get the overall kind of scene done first before I start manipulating the ground and stuff like that. I use the paint splat flex for bushes and trees. It's quite useful. I always forget about the paint splats. Like, I really should pay more attention to them because it's quite useful. Just because you can make like decent floors and walls just by changing the flex. Like, you don't really need to paint any complex textures. There was a recent one where they interviewed Media Molecule on the future of Dreams and how curation is a big focus. Apparently Sony is still 100% behind them and their vision, so that's definitely a plus when the reoccurring idea of Dreams being dead is brought up so often. Yeah, I mean, I never think Dreams is dead. I think it's got a lot of fans. My problem with Dreams is just that, like, for me as a creator, Dreams is excellent. It does everything I want it to do. It's just when I think about other people, a lot of my friends and family, they just can't get into Dreams because when they play things, it's like it doesn't hold their attention too long. You know, when they create things, it's so complicated. You know, you really need to be dedicated. I think that's the problem with Dreams. I don't know if you can really fix it. You need to be dedicated if you want to take this game seriously. It's not something you can just jump in and out of, you know. Like if you're playing FIFA or Call of Duty or Fortnite, you know, you can just kind of jump in and out. It doesn't really matter, but something like this, you need to really dedicate your life to it, you know, if you want to achieve some results. So but it's good that they're at least doing more to encourage more creators to play as well, because not a lot of creators like to play other people's Dreams, so it's nice that they're trying to improve the menus and show more old and new Dreams at the same time to people, which is really nice. But yeah, I made a video basically talking about things that I think they need. Could be this year, could be next year. Obviously online multiplayer is something that everybody wants. They're desperate for it. Other than online multiplayer, people want a PS5 version. I can see why it's not going to happen for a few years, because they want more people to migrate over to the PS5 first. Plus, let's be honest, Dreams on PS4, it's not even finished. It still needs some work to be as optimal as it can be, so they'll probably do that first before the PS5 version comes out. The other thing I think they need is more official templates. So right now they've got like the first person character, but it's very basic. They don't have a lot of things, so like if you wanted to make a car or a third person character or whatever, a shooter, it's you either need to make it yourself or find one from the community that may or may not be that good. So they could definitely create a lot more templates for people to use. They could create much more tutorials, especially the master classes. If you saw the master classes they done, they should do more of those and really make it as easy as possible for people to wrap their head around. Like, how do I do this? How do I do that? You know, rather than going to YouTube, because there's a few YouTubers who do a lot of good tutorials, but they're very long-winded. They're like 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it's like not everyone's got the patience to sit there for 30 minutes learning how to sculpt an avocado, you know. It's not always the way. Doesn't it feel Sony has a big focus on Dreams? I know Media Molecule say they do. Maybe internally they're like, we support you, we'll keep you going, we'll keep improving your studio, but I don't think they're like, oh, Dreams is the future, let's invest in this. I think it's a bit like the PlayStation Vita, excellent piece of hardware, and they just dropped it. I feel like that's kind of like what Sony's doing at the moment. They're not really pushing as far as they can, you know. True, I swear I spent all of 2020 learning and using Dreams, and I only feel I know 30 to 40% of what Dreams can do. I'm the same. Like, I came from LittleBigPlanet, so I had some experience of creating, but when it comes to Dreams, it's so much more complicated. Like, I'm still in the design phase. I'm just using other people's assets to create scenes, and the only thing I create from scratch is my own logic. That's it. My logic, my voice acting, my story. And I'm just practicing, learning how to do level design and create good games. Eventually I would like to, you know, sculpt my own characters and some other objects and things like that. And texturing is another thing as well, because you need to learn how to paint things, how to put, you know, these little details on objects. Because like if you look at the toy world, right? If you look at this fence, this is really easy to make. I could make this, right? It's very simple. The colours are very basic. There's no real textures. But then if you want to make something that's a bit more detailed, I don't know. Talking about this cabbage, right? You can see he's kind of like painted little bits on it. This isn't the best example, but if you look at maybe the rock or something, you know, if I was to make a rock like this, I'd be like, I don't know if I could make a rock as good as this, because he's got all the shapes. He's like scratched little dents, you know, into the rock. Excuse me. And you know, he's got different shades of paint and stuff like that all around. So I don't know if that has that's something that I'll need to work on as well before I, you know, get better at Dreams. I sometimes miss creating on Dreams. Sometimes. Just sometimes. It's good sometimes if you just want to chill. Like, even if you're not going to finish a game or anything, just, yeah, I want to make a scene from Croc. I don't know. I think there is a Croc level in Dreams, actually. I don't know if you've seen it. It looks quite interesting. Right, what I'll do is I'll put the animal stuff at the back, right? We'll put most of the animal things round the back. I think that'll be good. Just try and create another area to explore a little bit. Let's put this in the middle there. Okay. I'll need to study how the layout of the farms and stuff like that, you know. Let's just see the scale right now. Right, so obviously I'm going to have to make these a bit bigger if I do actually use them, because my character's a bit big. And then I'll transform the ground and I'll push these lower down. But I do like that avocado in the middle. I might actually make that like a centerpiece of the whole place. I won't contain it anymore. I'll be nice. So we'll put that there, right? It's the avocado, the sword and the avocado. That'll be good. There we go. I don't know if I should let you see more of the sword or less of the sword, but let's put it to like there. There we go. A crinkly quest. I don't know if I've got thermal space. If anyone's made like a tractor or something. Oh, that looks quite nice. A broken tractor, if you prefer. Oh my god, look at that. A transformable tractor. Oh my goodness. There was the original tractor by Martin. It's more of a realistic tractor though, isn't it? It's not so cartoony. I'd say something like this is more cartoony. We could probably use something like that. That one's kind of cartoony as well. It's got those kind of shapes. For now, I'll use that red one, just for now. He's got lights on it. Hold on, I'm gonna have to find out where that tractor went. There we go. Take away your damn sun gadget. Thank you very much. Right, let me see. There's no other gadgets around, is there? I don't think so. The last thing you want is to import something into your scene and it's got like all these grades and sun gadgets and everything. Right, so we just need things to like detail up the area a little bit. So if we can get this tractor here, you know, I'll make these buildings just a wee bit bigger just now. What else would we find on a farm? That's the question. Because this is the main area, right? Once you come into the farm, right? This part's going to have to be full of tools and stuff like that, you know. Maybe if I put in like gardening, maybe something will come up. Nope. Let's see if we can find a shovel. Just try and find some. Oops. What the hell's going on here? Why is the ground moving? The shovel was literally destroying the ground. What the hell? Does it have logic in it or something? That is so weird. It's not moving now. That is weird. I don't know what caused that. Right, so we can just have like little things just kind of lying around. We could probably have some like crates and stuff. So we could have a section that's just full of like all of these little things. I'll just grab some crates just now. Maybe something like that. Just don't want it to be too high thermal. I don't know if I want the handle on it though. Let me see. Of course, you put in crates and a bunch of Crash Bandicoot stuff pops up. Right, I think I'm just going to have to use this for now, right? Oops. So we'll just kind of decorate things around the building. Like we can even put like the spade up against that as well. Let's put it up a bit more. You know, just things like that, just to add little details around the place. If I have animals walking around, I could have little chickens like running around in circles. I don't know if I could paint more of a path as well, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make the ground, but I wanted to make like a main kind of path that you could kind of follow. I just don't want to paint it, because as soon as you paint it, I don't think you can delete it again. So it's kind of a one and done kind of thing. This platform is like RPG Maker vibe. The one I brought out before, yeah, it looked a lot like it, didn't it? Oh yeah, I sat through a 1 hour plus Neon the Coder video just to learn how to make a character fly. Yeah, that's one of the YouTubers I was talking about. He makes like really long videos, and I was trying to learn something and I was like, oh my god, this could be condensed. Like, this does not have to be a live tutorial where it's like, okay, I'll do this, do that, you know, it could just be like, step 1, do this, step 2, do this. Because I remember I was watching one of these tutorials and it was like, we did the full tutorial, and then at the end he realised he made a mistake, he'd done something wrong, and he was like, he had to go back and change things, and then I was like, no! So I had to like, really follow to fix the mistake as well. Did they ever fix the 15-second record limit? No, they've not. No, they do plan to allow you to import audio though, WAV files apparently, but still no real news on that either. No, it's still in the works for an upcoming update. I don't know when that update's coming, but it's coming. Yo, Regley, welcome. Do you like my avocado with the sword stuck in the middle? Are you strong enough to claim the sword? Would you like a go? Fun, very fun. There's a croc level. Played it a few times. I don't know if it still gets updated. I know there's a Banjo-Kazooie level that got updated again today, because I've got it on my follow list, but I haven't played it in a long time. It's pretty well done. You forgot the house. What did I do? Oh my god, Wild Arms 2 music. See, I'm loving how this music in the background, and then some tracks I don't even know, and then you guys are like, oh, it's Croc. That's Wild Arms 2. That's what we should do. We should do a quiz one day. Like, the track that's on right now, does anyone know what game this is from? I'll give you a clue. It's a Squaresoft game. The Wild Arms theme, amazing. I actually bought Wild Arms 3 on the PS4 because I've never played any of them before. It's meant to be like a PS2 classic. And I watched this other RPG YouTuber, and he talks about a lot of games in a franchise, and he was talking about Wild Arms, and he says a lot of people don't like the 5th. I think it's the 5th Wild Arms, because they changed the battle system and things like that, but he said it's like an underrated gem. I miss Wild Arms. It sucks they ran it to the ground. Yeah, I get it. Was that Wild Arms, or there was also Breath of Fire as well? Like, apparently the last Breath of Fire game they made was terrible, absolutely shocking. I've only played the first so far. Oh no, more paths. I know. I want to make a path. Path. It's a lot harder to make a path here because on the field outside I could basically create like a ground and then put grass patches, and that could make the path. Here we don't really have grass patches, we've just got dirt. So am I just going to create dirt patches? Is that even possible? I could. What I used to do when I was making my environment for the last horror game I made, when I made the ground, you could mix like 2 ground elements together. I made some really nice puddles by doing that, just by layering things on top. Sometimes you don't think it's going to work, but in a weird kind of way, sometimes it does. Like, I don't know if this will work. Let me just like if you put a rock somewhere, like, and you stick it in the ground, like, you can create some cool little things. Let's say that little bit of rock that just kind of pokes out a little bit, so it's kind of, it creates a nice little effect, and you can just kind of, like, I'm not using the full rock. I'm literally just using like the tip of the rock, you know, just to build a few things like that. I quite like doing that kind of rock formation kind of stuff, but it doesn't really fit the farm, so I can't really do that for now. But yeah, Wild Arms, I've got the 3rd game, so I'll play it eventually. I'm actually on an RPG binge right now. I've been playing a lot of RPGs lately. I completed Greedfall, if you picked it up on PlayStation Plus. What else did I get? I got Ni no Kuni 2, completed that, and I've almost completed that Tales of Zestiria game. After that, I don't know what I'm going to play next. Maybe Persona 5 or whatever. Hey, Jinkies Gaming! Mr. Bean, hello. Where's my teddy bear? Where the hell is this survival game, man? It's coming! It's coming, right? It's got to be patient. We don't want another Cyberpunk on our hands, do we? We need to make sure we're patient. And good things come to those who wait. You'll see, you'll see. Right, hold on, I'm going to get more foliage out. I want to try and get like little chunks of grass. I could use something like that and then literally just change the colour, couldn't I? Because a farm is quite yellow, isn't it? So let me see how that would look. I could probably get rid of that, right? I could probably dot like a few of these around the place, you know? Maybe that's how I can create my path. I can just fire these down, right? And then it'll kind of just create like a path in the middle, you know? I started playing Lunar Silver Star Story on the PS1. I've actually got that on the PSP. I bought a lot of games in the PSP, but I just never played them. I've got that, Final Fantasy Tactics, the original one, the War of the Lions. There was another one, Tactics Ogre, which actually was made before Final Fantasy Tactics as well. What else did I buy? Grandia, if you've heard of Grandia, I got that one as well. Tons. I hope my name is mentioned in it. I know you're the big bad tyrant. Uh-oh, here comes Drinkage. Or I will shut down the Dreams servers forever. Do you have that kind of power? Or that kind of authority? I'd like to see. Can I put that upside down? Would that look kind of crappy? It's not so good. It's not so good. What are you doing now? Some sort of your uncle's your father story based game? What's your uncle's your father story? What's that? Never heard of that before. No, I don't know if you were around a long time ago. I was making like a first person RPG game, and I made like a field. So what I'm going to do every week now, see when I do my live streams, when I was creating the survival horror game, I quite enjoyed making a different room every single week. And now that the survival horror game, I've already got all the rooms kind of done, and I want to get the demo finalised, and I don't like streaming the same room over and over again. I think it's a bit boring, so every week I'm just going to create another environment for another game, or once I get to the hospital in the survival horror, I'll stream that again, and we'll go through all the hospital areas and we'll polish them up, because we've done that for the street area. So once I get to the hospital, we'll do that, and then once I get to the lab area, we'll stream that again. So just try to create some new environments, freshen things up. But I'm still working on the survival horror game off stream. But I'm actually going to take some time off work in April, so that's probably the best time for me to finish the survival horror game. Once I've got some time off, that'll be good. I've got Grandia in the list to play actually. Apparently it's a classic, but I just bought it because it was cheap, and a lot of people said good things about it. Incest. This game's about incest, huh? I hope not. Yeah, this is the Scarecrow. The story about how this Scarecrow had incest with other scarecrows built by the same farmer. And FF Tactics, yeah. The PSP one, I've got the PSP one, not the PS1, but I think it's the same kind of thing. It's just a different subtitle. I don't know if they added anything different to it. Right, so what can we put down just to detail the front kind of part of the field? What I could do actually, I could maybe... Let's take some of these, right? I could actually use these, but just like really subtly. Except don't put it too far under the ground or you'll never get them back again. They're lost. They're lost, they've been swallowed up by the ground. What have I done? Right. Let me see. I could kind of use that as a way to create a path as well, couldn't I? In fact, let me keep two. Oops. Like, just for now, like I could just create a path using these. Maybe I'll make this ground a little darker, maybe. We'll go for it like that and use use these maybe just to create a little pathway, maybe. And then I'll paint over, I'll add some detail here, because obviously people have been walking on this part of the dirt, so I can probably change the colour from that middle part as well. Right, so we've got our avocados there, right? Let me delete that, right? I'll just create something really simple just now until I can figure out where the path actually goes. So I think it's good, like, so you give the player a little bit of direction, because if you imagine if it doesn't have any kind of path, you're kind of looking about like, where the hell do I go first, you know? So at least I'm leading people towards the great sacred avocado, to test their might to pull the sword from the avocado seed. And it's like the first thing you see when you enter this place as well. It's like right there. You're like, the first thing you see it, why is there a giant avocado with a sword stuck in the middle? Like, what is going on? So I'm probably going to put like some more boxes around just to kind of fill the scene a little bit for now. Turn a few things like that. Does anyone recognise this tune? I know you do, Alpha. This is like your favourite game of all time. Right, so I'll just like fill that out there. It's blocking the window, right, but who cares, right? So we could probably find like those haystacks as well, couldn't we? We could probably fire some of those down on the ground. Let me have a look. a hay bale, you could call them. Right, we'll just use this one, right? It's the first one that came up. So the hay's probably going to be. Let me get rid of these. So we can pile up a few of these can just be lying around. Just sort of chilling there, you know. They're not very organised. It's a very messy farm. Very, very messy. Okay. Just things like that, just to add a little something to the scene as well, you know. I'll probably just detail a bit more. A bit more here and there, you know. Okay. So I was going to move that barn near the back there, I think. Put this over here as well. So we'll have all the crops on this side. We'll have some of the farm animals over on this side, and then we'll fill the rest of the place out. I'll probably extend this a little bit. I don't know how much. Just for now, I'll pull it all the way over there, and I'll sort of create a. We'll create some boundaries. So we're going to need some mountains on this side as well, because you come through a mountain space to arrive here. So we kind of need to have some mountains coming out on this side as well. So you've kind of came from that side. Right, so I don't know how expansive I'm going to make the crops. I think I should maybe move this one out a little bit just to give them a bit more space. And I'll need to actually make individual ones like that have carrots and crops and potatoes and stuff like that. I'll be honest, I can barely hear it. What can you barely hear? You're talking about the music? I think the music's finished, to be honest. Just finished. Let me put down another one. Let's see. JRPG musical nostalgia. Let's give that a go. It's 3 hours long. My god. Let's have a look and see. What track is that from? It's a game we were literally just talking about a minute ago. The tune you'd said I'd recognise. Oh, the tune, it was from a Spyro game. I don't know what Spyro it was, but it was from one of them. Okay. Well, I'm just going to fire these around here, right? I'm not a big fan of these, but I'll just kind of use them just now, just to fill out the land a little bit. If you like your JRPG music, you're in for a treat now, because it's only JRPG tracks that are getting played. How wonderful. Let's put some more against the wall here. Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Okay. The only repetitive part for me is when you are designing a big area, it's like you need to not only figure out how you're going to fill the land in, but actually filling it in, because it takes ages, you know. Right, this looks trash, but let's go with it. Okay. It's just something, because it's too... When you just have dirt everywhere, it's not... I don't think it's so good. Let's put these a bit further down. I think they're a bit too tall, you know. Let me see. Okay, so we kind of come in. Once I fix the levels of the land as well, it will look a lot better, because right now it's all flat, so I don't think it's so good when the land is flat. So I'll probably make some bits go up higher, some bits go a bit lower. So I think over on this end I'll make the land go a bit lower. Maybe over on this side the land will go a bit higher, and we'll have some ridges on the side. So rather than this just being like a little patch of land, like I could literally put more rocks like this, you know, just kinda coming out, and you could probably make like a a little path that you can walk on as well. Maybe there's like a, I don't know, like a treasure chest at the top here or something. Just need to make sure it's smooth enough to walk on though. So things like that as well. Maybe turn that round a bit. But yeah, I'm going to have to flatten off a lot of these because they're a bit bumpy. If I'm going to use the same rock to walk on. But I'll just leave it like that for now, I think. The tune you'd... Alright, sorry. It does take ages, it does. And I'm just speed creating, you could say. I'm just kind of going with the flow here and seeing what I can do within like 2.5 hours. And again, this is without looking at any reference images, so that's something I'm going to have to actually look at a farm and actually see what it looks like properly, you know. I'm just filling this out right now, like it's not necessarily how this is going to end up, but just to give myself some parameters so I know how much this is going to get scaled by. Because we are in the mountains, right? So if we imagine it, I guess that's a fairly good sized map. But like I said, when I was playing that Tales of Zestiria game, making your maps too big can be really bad because you have to fill everything in, plus you're just creating more work for yourself, but also it's kind of boring for the player. Like, say the player was out here, right, and it's like, okay, you need to head back to the farm, so you're walking all the way back, you know, it's like, it's too much, you know, it's just too much. I can probably make another tractor as well. Just throw another tractor in here or something. Just to fill that gap a little bit as well. See, if I want to change the colour, it's a little difficult because every piece is it's all individual pieces, right? So I would have to go in, you know, change it for every single part. It's kind of boring because they're all grouped on different layers as well. Just quickly get something working. Right, I'll do the rest later, right? So just imagine there's a green tractor there, right? Got a red tractor, got a green. I could even make it so it's like it actually fell over or something like that, you know, like just, it's not even going the way I wanted. There we go. So you can make it like it kind of crashed or something. And then you could have like, imagine it crashed into like a bunch of the hay bales. So it's like, and I could have something here holding it up as well. Another machine. So we've got these they're all kind of falling over, you know. Just an example. Just make it look quite messy. Good, right. Just a little example, right? Put one up like that. Let's put it like that for now, right? So there we go, we've got the avocado stone, we've got a section for growing the crops, a section back here for the animals. I think that's a good enough size. I don't think we need to go crazy and make this big area because this is going to be part of a game that has other big areas all connected together, so we don't really need to make everything massive, you know. Farms do tend to have open space too, so there's that. Well, I mean, that is true. But we do have to limit ourselves. We can't create an actual realistic 100% farm, you know. So if we can sort of section it off a little bit, so it's more of a self-contained farm. It's not too crazy. Maybe put a few trees around. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yep, thanks for reminding me. I was going to put down like the odd, just like the 1 or 2 trees. Nothing too crazy, because of it's not a forest, you know. So if we put down, I don't know where I could put a tree. I don't know if I could put a tree. Definitely put things around the background as well. So I don't want too many trees, just enough, you know. Let me see. So if you're looking at that, you see a tree there, right? You can see a tree there when you enter the scene, right? There's a tree there. There's a tree kind of over there. And maybe I could put another one like over here or something. You could also have like an apple plant as well. Just put some apples in the trees. I think that would be kind of cool. Right, so just a few little stupid trees around. And I don't know if I'm going to, obviously I don't know if I'm going to keep expanding this. I don't know how far this is going to go. So I feel like we don't want to make too many. But I'm definitely going to delete some of these bushes here because they're too high thermal, the gameplay thermal. So I'll probably delete a few of these patches and replace them with some other vegetables and things like that. And then I could do the same thing I did on the other side there. I could maybe like just fill this out with like another section that you can kind of explore a little bit. You know, like maybe there's like, if I put this rock like that, you know, like maybe there's a treasure chest hiding behind here in the corner, you know. You wouldn't really see it. I actually think the farm looks quite good from this angle here. Like it looks quite nice. When you go over to this side, it's like, it's not so good because this part here is a bit barren. It needs a bit more detail. But when you look at it from over here, you've got your crops and everything, and you can't really see inside the farm part over there, but it looks quite good from a distance. It looks alright. Hey, sub for Sunny Boy, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Are you a massive fan of Dreams like us? Right, what else can I do? Let me see if I can build a... Can I build a little ramp here? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just create the illusion that there's a ramp. I'll just kind of fill this out a little bit, I think. Just little stupid bits around the place, you know. Yeah, let's build this in a bit. Let's see if I move it around like that, I could probably create... kind of like big stones that are just kind of lying around, you know. So it's like you could walk around here as well. Maybe there's something there. Something that you can't really see unless you go exploring. One thing I wanted to do at the back here was another bit that you could walk up on as well. Maybe something like that. Okay. We'll get a rough kind of scene going, at least. Still a lot of work to do, but at least it's kind of fleshed out. We've got a rough kind of structure. We know where the agricultural things are going to go. We know where some of the animals are going to go in here and here. There's some bits you can explore on the mountains or behind some rocks. And we've got our good old scarecrow friend who's going to talk to us, give us all the details. So I think that would be quite good. Might put him there actually. There we go. Be quite creepy if I put a rotator on him that follows you, so as you walk around it kinda turns and watches you wherever you go. Because he's like the guardian of the farm. Right, one thing I need to do before I forget, because look, the last save I did, there was nothing there. So I'll save this online just to make sure I don't lose any progress. You're buffering, Hal Schmoomin. Don't tell me that. Hey Mustafa, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Have you played The Last of Us? Yes, I've played both of the Last of Us games. I even played the PS4 remaster as well before the latest one came out. Good games. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do if they bring out the multiplayer on the PS5, or if they remaster the second game entirely for the PS5. I'm quite interested to see what they do with that. The green screen's getting a bit funky now. It's kind of going through me. I can't be bothered changing the settings. I'll just leave it as it is for now, I think. But yeah, good game. Never platinumed them though, especially not the first one, because you had to play the multiplayer like a lot. I think you had to max out your camp for both of the factions. But the multiplayer was good. I really enjoyed it. It's rare that I really enjoy multiplayer. Like, I enjoy Call of Duty games, but I preferred more tactical games. So like Rainbow Six Vegas, when that first came out, that was really tactical. Obviously you've got Siege nowadays, and The Last of Us as well. Really tactical, because you could stealth your way through it. You had to be careful not to waste too many bullets, things like that. Did you hear about The Last of Us show coming out on HBO starring Pedro Pascal? I did vaguely, yeah. Apparently it's going to be based around the original game, which could be quite good. So it's not as dark as the sequel. I think people would be a bit too offended by that, but hopefully it's good. I don't know if they're going to just remake the game in series form, or if they're going to oops, deleted my floor, or if they're going to change some of the scenes so that people who played the games, they can't predict exactly what's going to happen in the series, you know. So hopefully there's some new things that they throw in, but I'll be curious to see if it's anything like The Walking Dead. Like, are they going to kill lots of characters? You know, is it going to be the same style of storytelling where it's just about the characters and getting to know them more, or is it just going to be more like Uncharted, just a big adventure kind of thing, you know? but it'll be kind of interesting to see what they do there. It's going to take me a while to bloody take care of all these carrots. Right, but I'll need to delete some of these ones here, because these take up far too much flex space. But there's a lot of empty ones here as well I can use just to fire in some carrots and stuff. I think I will just make like giant mutated carrots. I think it's more fun, isn't it, than making normal carrots. Just fire them in like that for now. Just need to change the direction of some of them and maybe delete a few, and then I could make a few of them like maybe there's like one of them's been eaten or something, or it went rotten. If I make it oops, if I make it like more black, you know, like it's not so good, you know. Like it definitely looks a bit diseased. There you go. I'll create some little chunks as well, I think. See, I don't really play around with this kind of stuff, so I don't really know if I'm going to do a good job here. Just try to create it so it looked like something actually ate parts of it, you know. Probably need to make like little dents in it. I think more like that, I think. Right, well it's kinda toxic, right? Let's just leave it like that, right? There you go. I finally manipulated my own sculpt. There you go. It's a half-eaten, rotten carrot. Lovely. I could probably kill this off as well, make it wilt a little bit. I don't know if I can... Oh, what's that? What the hell is that? I don't know if he meant to have these. He's kind of duplicated. Unless that was me that did that. Right, let's just kind of make it wilt a little bit, you know. It's kind of dead. There you go. I think I'll just make it a bit darker as well. There you go. We got kind of a rotten kind of carrot. Add some diversity to the pack. There's going to be many changes from the show, but it will follow the same storyline. I guess as long as they keep it quite fresh, I think it will be quite good. Because like I said, you don't want to be able to predict everything that happens. You know, like I played the game, so I know this happens and then this happens. I don't know if they're going to conclude the entire game in season 1, or if they're going to split up into many different seasons, or if they do finish the full game in one season, then they could show us what happened between the first and the second game, because there's a lot. I don't know how many years passed between the first and the second game, but they could definitely use that to tell more stories that we never really got in the first place. So that would be quite cool, at least. Oh, you're buffering like mad, Hauschmumen. That's not good. Well, don't worry. I think I'll pretty much finalise this today, I think, and then I need to head back to work anyway within like the next 10 minutes or so. So let's quickly recap what we've done. So this is like a second area of a first-person RPG game that I was making, but I'm not actually making the game right now. I'm just making environments for it. So every week we'll work on environments. It could be part of one game or another game, but the main game that I'm making right now is a survival horror game. So that's the one that I'm mostly going to focus on, gameplay wise. But it's kind of cool if we can get a head start in some other environments, because I do miss the create streams. I just don't like creating the same environment over and over again on stream. I don't mind doing it on Twitch, because you can fall through the ceiling. I did not know that. I don't mind doing it on Twitch because it doesn't really it saves videos, but it only saves them for like 2 weeks or something. YouTube saves everything permanently, so I would rather have all my videos based on a different thing. So whilst this scene is not 100% done, I think we got a good amount of it done within like what, 2.5 hours, which is not too bad. So I'll polish this off stream maybe. If I don't, and once we get back to making this game for real, I'll implement the gameplay into this scene, and we can add the quests. We can add maybe some enemies around. But I think it's quite cool. We got the quest with the sword and the avocado. Are you strong enough to pull it from the avocado? Maybe there's a quest here figuring out what happened here with this tractor. Like, how did it crash? You know, there's some havoc going on around the farm. You know, maybe there's like a cow that's mutated into like a super zombie cow. I don't know. And we can also talk to the scarecrow. He can give us some details on things. But yeah, this is just one piece of the puzzle. There's going to be many environments, so this area, we don't need to spend like half an hour in this one scene. Like, this scene could take like 10-15 minutes, and then we move on to the next part. So, but I think it's alright scale wise. I think it's not too bad. You saw I got to the end of the area relatively quickly, so I just need to fill more things out, you know, add more treasure chests, more things to collect, some enemies, obviously the quests that we need to do. So yeah, I think it'll look quite good. Hey Chaser 3D, welcome, hope we're doing well. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad for like 2 hours work. It's okay, it's alright. But I'll look at some reference images of some other farms and I'll see. But the main thing I do need to do is change the levels of the ground, because right now it's all flat and it's quite boring. So I'll definitely bring the ground down a little bit here, and then over here I might bring the ground up a little bit higher on like the edges here, just to give it a bit of depth. And I think it'll start to look a lot better. Yeah, this farm looks quite good. Yeah, thanks very much. So yeah, once we polish it off, and like I said, add all the gameplay elements and stuff like that, it'll be fun to get the scarecrow talking. Because I think if you add personality, it can do a lot of good for you. You can even make a carrot come to life as well, you know. So there's another quest. We could figure out what happened to this carrot. Why did it get poisoned? You know, we could actually kill off a lot of the crops and stuff like that as well. So there's plenty of opportunities for little quests around this area as well. Hey CC TV, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're just kind of finished off our first little draft of the farm here. So, like I said, I'm going to take some time off work in April, and I don't know how long I'm going to take time off for. It might be a bit longer. So I'm going to try and do more on the channel from what I could do before. So every Monday we're going to get back to doing play streams. So if anyone's created any games you want me to play, we'll do that on Mondays. Tuesdays I'm going to try and be more consistent now, so we'll create a brand new scene. So next Tuesday we won't be creating a brand new environment. It could be part of the same game, it could be part of another game, whatever I feel like doing. We'll see what happens. And of course, if anyone's got any suggestions or you want to choose what we work on next, we can do that as well. So next Monday we'll play some more Dreams. Next Tuesday we'll create a brand new scene, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I'm still working on a few videos. I've got like the best Dreams available over the past few months. I've also been talking to a lot of creators, really good creators, really promising ones. So I'll get those interviews up on the channel as well. But let's see if I can keep things consistent, get on a roll, release my survival horror game. I think I'll be happy. Moles are eating them, the evil moles. We could do that actually. There's another project that I was making. It was like kind of like a 3D platformer, and I collaborated with someone who made a mole. This one here, Sloppy X Jew. He made these moles for me. So there's a few different moles. He's got like a big bear mole. He's got this wee guy here, and he's got one with like a, I don't know what he's wearing. He's wearing some kind of satchel. So I might use these as well. Plus there's a few other moles as well that we can put in. The mole from Happy Tree Friends, who's unfortunately blind. That's really good detail, by the way. That looks like cool. Mole the hamster. How good is that? That's really nice. So yeah, we can think of some enemy designs, some NPC characters. What the hell is that? And we can implement that at some point. So I will return to this farm scene at some point, and we can add all the quest details and stuff like that. But we'll do that at a later date, I think. Oh, those are great. I like the larger lad. I know, it's a big massive bear beast, wasn't he? We could probably use that as like a boss battle or something. I think that would be quite cool. Yeah, I got halfway turning Mo the hamster into a puppet, but you know, easy to get distracted in Dreams. I know. It was a really good little puppet. Really good detail. So I'm gonna save this here, I think. I'll save it online again. I think it's best, so I don't lose anything. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There you go. The thumbnail looks alright as well. And obviously, there's no lighting in this yet, so once we add lighting, this will look a lot better. Once we've got like a proper stream of sunlight in the scene, I think it'll look a lot better too. Right, so I'm going to head out now, go back to work. So enjoy the rest of your night, everyone. I'll try and get those videos out between Wednesday and Friday every week. But if you want to tune in for another live stream on Monday, we'll be playing some brand new Dreams, and next Tuesday we'll create a brand new scene, completely different from this one. So take care, everyone. Thanks very much for tuning in today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.